So, hey guys, so today we're actually going to talk about Apple and their data protection tool after it got pulled out of the UK because, well, in fact, the Home Office decided to do one thing. What's that one thing, you may ask? I don't know. Ask you to put a back door inside of an end-to-end encryption that will actually cause end-to-end encryption not to be end-to-end encryption, since end-to-end encryption means by that each device that you own is encrypted. Like, for example, your iPhone and your iPad are encrypted. They're both ends, and the pipe in the middle is the encryption. And if someone else, like a hacker, breaks into that pipe, because guess what? Both devices have the key to it, and the only thing that is sent between both of them is, in fact, the encrypted data. So what did they actually get? They get a bunch of jibble jabble jibble job, jibble chapple choo, chipple chipple poop, big basically, it's a bunch of rubbish words that the hacker doesn't know what to do with because, well, they need the key in order to do this, and there's multiple encryption keys out there with different types of patterns and different types of things, and it will actually, in fact, take a while just to find out, like, really, like, what letter is what, like, really. But basically, that's what end-to-end encryption is, and Apple basically gave that via advanced data protection. Advanced data protection is basically um where like advanced data protection is where like, it's basically end-to-end encryption but across multiple iPhones and basically all the devices that you own, and this actually causes all the devices just to be practically the only devices that pretty much have all your iCloud data. Like, the main disadvantage you can see over this is if you lose your iCloud account, because if you lose your iCloud account, like if you lose the a key for it, that means by you're fucked, because that's the only way you can actually get to actually recover the iCloud account is via the encryption tool. And basically, you can government asks for the right to see the data, which is not even Apple can access. Like, if Apple can't access it, that means like it's unaccessible, and that's how good it was gonna be. Was I meant? Because guess what? They in fact said it just to save the puppies, defeat the terrorists, stop the gangbangers, stop the porn addicts, stop the pedophiles. Basically, everything that's wrong with the world, just stop it. Like, just disable end-to-end encryption. It's not like as if multiple people's data is gonna get swooped through, and soon I may actually get like a couple knocks from the door just to realize that the whole fucking SWAT van's out there, because I'm basically being counted as the most racist guy in the world, followed with basically pirating every single goddamn software I owned. On top of this, pirating Windows software, basically go to 100 years in prison just for all the cyber crimes I've committed. Oh, the cyber crimes I committed. Oh no. But like yeah, Apple did not comment at the time, but since it obviously created a backdoor for encryption services. So basically, this actually shows that, of course, they don't want to do any. No, people don't want to do anything, but basically, they've shown throughout their whole career, like the whole company's career, that they were basically wasn't really was really opposed against giving backdoors into encryption services. This actually shows that they actually really give a fuck about encryption and privacy for its customers, especially for its Apple ecosystem that it knows. Like, it's basically supporting the Apple ecosystem even more. Like, on top of this, all my devices can be protected, and right now it's really easy to transfer stuff between devices. Like, oh my god, the amount of stuff I get for the Apple ecosystem, I love it. But with Android, you get like illegal APKs. But like, argue that if it did so, it would only be a matter of time before bad actors also found a way in. Because like the UK government, basically any such government is basically known to have basically the worst ever fucking protection on earth. I'd say it's not the worst, but it's also not the best. Like, bad actors can still access it. Like, if a bunch of encryption keys are inside of the UK servers that can decrypt all the data, that makes it so that bad actors value the servers that hold this data even more. They value to hack it and absolutely take everything. I mean by everything, all the encryption keys, because all they could do, right, is that you could use the encryption keys to quote unquote recover the accounts. It's basically just turn it into a mass hack on Apple's side, and basically this is gonna cause the UK government just to be the face of fucking CrowdStrike. basically turning into a mass hacktivist type thing, where basically a bunch of data is gonna get leaked because there's a bunch of keys that basically leaked, and Apple can't do pretty much anything about it since, well, it's active, and what are they gonna do about it? And that, yeah. So now technology has decided no longer be possible to activate advanced data protection in the UK because UK decided to go fuck you to your privacy just to save the puppies. These eventually don't it means eventually not all UK customer data stored in iCloud will be fully encrypted. And that's actually quite scary. Like, imagine the fucking Home Office just casually going through your data just to see fucking racist after racist after racist content. Like, we know about the UK government is even cracking down on basic chatting shit. Like, if you have shit on your iCloud that is based on chatting shit to UK government, or chatting shit to any government, or making threats against them, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Kill Starmer, or I'm gonna chop your head off, Boris Johnson. That ain't freedom of speech no more. That's fucking threatening shit right there. And that would in fact get you to about a couple years in prison. Because right, it isn't really see as freedom of speech anymore, despite the fact our point underneath is freedom of speech, because you can't really just say anything, and it is freedom of speech, because if you act upon it, yeah, that's not freedom of speech anymore. But if you don't act upon it, like for example, I'm gonna say I'll kill Keir Starmer, I won't act upon it, because why the fuck would I? Like, he has a fucking shit ton of bodyguards, and I'm just and I'm just a thin lad. Like, that's the main difference in that, right? Is that the bodyguards are gonna suffocate me to death, and because right, they're trying to hold me down as I presume you're trying to kill Keir Starmer. Like, there's no chance of me absolutely killing Keir Starmer. But like, the Home Office even said we do not comment on operational matters. Operational matters. This actually shows right that is currently active. Yeah, for example, confirming or denying the existence of any such notices. Basically, right, if it's operational matters, if they comment it as underneath operational matters, they know for a fact, you should know for a fact, it's 100% know for a fact that it's active. It is 100% active, and it's 100% going to do it, because if you put it in operational matters, that means right, it's an operation, meaning by that is it's currently going on, and therefore right, you can't really comment on it, because right, if you say, oh right, it's not going on, then they're probably going to talk, they're probably going to shout at Apple for a little bit, for Apple's going to go fucking slap the UK government back and go like, what the fuck is this that you sent me then? And then like, if they go like, yeah sure, like we did fucking like put this active, what's the problem? The UK population would get fucking mad. Like, the data that I have, not in my iCloud, in my Google Drive, could be fucking vulnerable now, because the UK government can just proceed to go towards pretty much every other service that holds data, and make sure that they're not fully encrypted, because they put it underneath this one fucking thing, the Investigatory Powers Act. That actually or basically the bill, like they're basically the same thing, but basically right, it makes it so right that basically this is all booja jabba. So basically, in relation to in relation to contractual law enforcement and community services, basically, this is actually being used in order to basically go against, to actually tell Apple to back down the Investigatory Powers Act, because right, they're using this because like, they go like, oh my god, this could actually really affect the actual like overall investigatory shit that's happening between in these murders and shit. Like, we know found a lot of murders are happening in the UK lately, because a bunch of people want to act like bad men and just, I don't know, commit fucking murder. Like, we have fucking GTA 5 in the UK. It's not like as if it's fucking banned, so like you could just leave your stress out by, I don't know, killing 500 hookers. Like, it's simple as just going up to a hooker and just stabbing them in the back like fucking Spy Town. Like, I do not get it. Like, this is apparently so that they can stop the actual, like, this has to be used so that they can actually stop the bad people, the drug dealers and stuff, even though the drug dealers fucking use, like, devices that are basically fully encrypted, or devices that are fucking designed in order to be used by bad people. Like, for example, the GPS is fully disabled, or the texts are end-to-end encrypted. Basically, a bunch of things have been so right that the average person does not need. So of course it's gonna be absolutely dog shit, and basically it's basically used in investigatory, basically find out like a bunch of things. But trust me, finding out a bunch of things on the victim's phone ain't gonna reveal that much because, of course, murder just happens out of nowhere because who knows? Everyone is a fucking spy, and one day one person may not like something, and then they may just go to someone and fucking backstab them. Like that's the UK that we live in. Like, what the fuck? And this, right, is used in order to tell Apple to go fuck themselves. Basically, that's what it's all about. Basically, tell Apple to fuck themselves because they can't encrypt, they cannot enable end-to-end encryption because it's gonna disable them to investigate data, even though it's gonna be used, even though the encrypted data is gonna in fact be stolen by bad actors via data leaks and basically overall fuck with people's data all around. And that actually, in fact, gets me worried. But let's get back to this. Database down encryption is accessible by Apple share with the law enforcement if they have a warrant. So basically, if you have a warrant, they can in fact access your data. If they have a warrant, they can access your data via their basic encryption. And this basic encryption is basically encryption key that Apple has, you have, and basically UK government can have if they have a warrant for it. But the advanced data protection is basically the encryption key that you only have. Not Apple, not the UK government, only you. And that's actually quite cool about it. That is that you're the only person that has access to that particular data. Not Apple, not the UK government, not even your next door neighbor Bill. Literally you. And that's actually quite cool. And we look up and yeah, the statement Apple said was gravely disappointed that the security feature will no longer be available to British customers. That this will actually be a lot more cooler since of course we're gonna chat shit about the UK government because we hate them, and of course they're known for literally just to mute everyone like as if they're the Chinese government. Like, who knows, maybe there's always even actually appear at my door and just go like, you better actually may actually proceed to beat my ass until they actually to actually go, oh, I make an apology. I did say the UK government is actually absolutely perfect and absolutely great. Even though I don't really support what they're actually fucking doing now. Like, apart from the had uh, law which basically makes so that if you order suspicious amount of knives in quantities, it basically puts a whole order towards like the UK government for investigation. Like, it basically, that's actually quite cool. That's the only thing that should actually come out. That's it. Not this fucking shit that actually decided to go fuck itself. Like, the only thing that was good was the Rohan law. That actual law was actually going to be a really good law that will actually improve the approval rating of the UK government before they just proceed to actually neutralize it by actually enabling this shit to go across. So basically, this one shows now when you try to enable advanced data protection. So I don't know how many people have signed up for advanced ADP since it was became available for British app customers in 2022. 2022, and yet it's right now that it's time to go fucking disable it. Like, that's actually quite stupid, especially coming from the UK government, because guess what? They're worried about the criminals using this, like, even though they should be basically doing their own investigation and put their own hard work in it, instead of fucking getting everything handed to them like a fucking plastic on fucking pig on a plastic plate. Like, it's absolutely shitty and absolutely stupid. Now that might, but some security experts are saying this is a very disappointing development and actors self-harm by the government. That's actually quite true, since of course the UK government is going to harm themselves via doing this, because how stupid can you actually be by disabling privacy in the 21st century when we need privacy once and for all? Like, it's a human right now. NSPCC or basically any other YMCA, or basically anyone who basically has a human rights company. Yeah. And basically that's everything I actually read from this. That yeah, encryption is something we use every day when you communicate with our banks, messaging apps, and encryption. Basically, it's a form of privacy with the otherwise very insecure online world, because if anyone fucking if anyone has that data, what the fuck is it? Okay, take a break. What the fuck is Walter White doing? Walter, what the fucking finding out my family line, Walter. Walter, your sister and you are cousins, Walter. No wonder Walter joined us so fucking inbred. But yeah, basically the Trump administration is been told by reports that some foreign governments tightening screws on US tech companies' international footprints. Bunch of babble rabble over here, but Basically off of this, the UK government decides to disable this because they want to actually do investigations without a warrant, because they want to do it so not to do it via public data. And if you know what public data is, they want to do it via leaked data, data that they don't require a warrant for, instead of actually applying for a warrant and doing that. No, that one, but they also want to do the warrant system also, just so that you can actually have access to the encrypted data. And ADP basically disables that because they have to have the direct key from the devices from the accounts themselves. So basically they have to hack into the accounts via finding out the key or finding out the password that will actually cause them to have the key to the actual advanced data protection. And that's actually quite stupid of the UK government.